We have two teams, Maryland and Georgetown, both leading their conferences after rousing, resounding victories. Let's start with the Terps. They have recently swept Michigan State. They're in first place in the Big Ten. Dan, are they going to be in first place at the end of the regular season? Should we expect that from them?
I mean, a lot of Maryland fans are kind of suggesting that right now. I would certainly guess that Wisconsin's still the best team in that league. Probably hasn't played as well as people would have thought recently, but I mean, Maryland is they're not a huge obstacles in their place to at least get like a double bye in the Big Ten tournament, which is pretty big to get one of those top 4 seeds.
It is.
I mean, they certainly look to be one of the 4 best teams in that league.
Is that you see that being the same, Chelsea? That Maryland's one of the 4 best teams in the league?
Oh, definitely. And I mean, they have Indiana at Indiana. That's going to be tough, but they don't have. I don't think they have to go to Wisconsin, play Wisconsin at all, right? So they skip. They skip some big roadblocks that would be in their way, and I mean they're clicking, and it just everybody seems to be stable. They seem to be pretty consistent. They dropped that game to Illinois. You thought, okay, maybe they're coming back. No, but they came right back, and then they rout Michigan State like Melo Trimble plays the game of his life. So I mean, I think it's or the first half of his life, I guess. I mean, I think it's. They're doing pretty well. They have as good a shot as anyone.
Well, Des, you look at the Terps as a favorite for the regular season title?
I wouldn't say the favorite. It does kind of look like a 2-team race right now. I mean, Indiana and Iowa, I guess, are hanging around, but I think Maryland and Wisconsin have, for the moment, separated themselves to a certain degree in the Big Ten. And but I still think you have to say Wisconsin is probably the favorite. I mean, they just lost to Rutgers, which was terrible, but they didn't have Frank Kaminsky for that game. He's back. And as Chelsea said, I mean, Melo Trimble went nuts in that Michigan State game, and he'd been shooting rather poorly in their previous Big Ten games. So I don't think we can expect that Melo, for all the games going forward by any means.
Well, let's move from College Park back to D.C. proper and Georgetown, who scored a monster victory over Villanova, 78-58, blew the number 4 team in the country out of the water to take over first place in the Big East. They were predicted second in the Big East in the preseason. After that win, Des, do you think they can win the Big East regular season title?
I definitely think they can win the Big East regular season title.
And should we expect them to win the Big East regular season title? How about that?
That's a different story. I still think, like Wisconsin, I still think Villanova, I mean, they get Georgetown at home in February, so we'll see how that goes. If Georgetown wins that game, then I think we can say, okay, they're probably going to take this thing. But I mean, the Big East is just, it's deeper, it's more competitive than I think people thought it was going to be coming this season. But it's
no question about it.
But it's certainly not top heavy. And Villanova, for the top team in the conference, is not that great, I don't think. I mean, they don't really have any NBA players, I don't think. They're a veteran team, but Georgetown has this great mix of veterans and freshmen, and they look very, very competitive.
Chelsea, does that win make you think that this team should be the favorite to win the Big East in the regular season?
I mean, I think it's interesting that their fans stormed the court because clearly they didn't expect it to happen that way. So I wouldn't say favorite is, I don't think anyone's really the favorite in that league. It's just, and like you were saying, it's not only is it not top heavy, but it's kind of tightly packed. I mean, no one's really separating. Villanova is probably the best one, and that game at Villanova will be really telling. But can they win? Sure, they can win. They showed that yesterday, but I don't necessarily think that means you should expect them to.
They were like just a couple minutes away from losing to Butler at home the other day, too.
They were. But does that 20-point win change how you look at Georgetown in terms of being a favorite to win the Big East or not?
No.
I
would be surprised. I would be surprised if they won.
You'd be surprised. So you still have Villanova as a team to.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Butler won. Providence is young, but Providence is certainly playing well too. I mean, Georgetown's in the mix, but I think that there's enough other teams that I would be a little bit surprised if it winds up being the Hoyas.